If you missed part one, definitely go and watch it. It is the latest video that I posted before this one, but I have also included the link in the description below. You can also find part one on the Real Housewife of Atlanta playlist. I decided to do it separately because part one is, is very important. Cynthia Bailey and Justin is talking about police brutality, the reason why, she's happy that she and her fiance Mike Hill only have girls compared to having boys and all of that. It was a very, heavy conversation. So definitely go ahead and watch part one. I've seen it too many times where the person that I support does an interview and then the interview is picked apart, and certain parts of the interview is posted for shock value, but the rest of the interview of other amazing things that was said doesn't get posted. Okay, I'm not that way. I keep it fair. So in this one, Cynthia is basically talking about inclusion, what she went through when she was modeling back in the day, racism and all of that. So let's go ahead and get into it. What's up, my Finland loves? It's Miss Finland D coming to you all from Finland Entertainment News.
Let me get 50 Cent on the line. Let me get 50 Cent on the line. Hold a minute. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, my brother. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you?
Look, it's so good to see you. How is it in Atlanta?
I'm actually in California.
Oh, you're back here now?
Yeah, I was in Atlanta for a week, and then I came back.
So look, you are no stranger to headlines, to magazine covers, honey. We've had a Vogue, we've had a Glamour, we've had an Elle, we've had a Vanity Fair, we've had two. we have been in the pages of very many a magazine. When we talk about diversity and inclusion in fashion, where do you think we stand right now in 2020?
We got a lot of work to do in 2020 because, I started in the industry when I was 18 years old. I'm 53 years old now. It was a very different world back then. I mean, I literally signed with Wilhelmina Models in New York, and it was maybe 3 Black people signed with that agency and probably 300 white people that was signed with it. And, it was very common to go to try to get with different agencies back then. And they would just pretty much tell you, sorry, we already have 2 Black girls. And I would always wonder.
They felt easy.
Like they felt very comfortable saying, sorry, we already have a Black girl. And literally they would have at the most maybe 2 or 3. And it would be like, again, hundreds of white models. And so, that was always, the fashion industry has always been racist in terms of that. You know what I'm saying? My first cover was for the cover of Essence magazine. I went to see the Vogues and all those people millions of times, but was never good enough for whatever reason to ever be in those magazines. And I felt like I had, everything it took. I looked as good as some of the white girls that were booking some of those things. But, during that time, it was just kind of like you just knew that, if they took Naomi, they weren't going to take anybody else. If they took Tyra for that week, they weren't going to take anyone else. And it was just really understood silent racism that nobody really talked about.
Wow. I have a question. I wonder, when you talk to the Beverly Johnsons, when you talk to Tyra back in the day, were they feeling as frustrated as you were being on the front lines, trying to kick those doors down?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I can't speak for them, but, I've worked with Beverly. Beverly Johnson was actually, I just spoke to her the other day. She was actually my modeling mentor. And Tyra and I definitely worked together. And, we will always, there's woke and then there's woke from back then, which wasn't as woke because, you got to realize they were the first to even, break down those doors for the few Black people to come through those doors that did go through. So it's a tricky spot when you're the first. If you're on the cover of Vogue, but they don't let anybody else Black on there for years and years and years, it puts you in a situation where it's like, okay, well, I got through the door. You want to bring other people through, but we're just so happy somebody got through. Like, I was happy that Tyra got it or Naomi got it. And, I just kind of had to look at it like, well, I guess no one else is going to get it for a while because they've given it to these 2. And it was never a situation where a sense of like, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter what color you are. Whoever they think is right for this fashion issue or this fashion cover should just get it. But it was always really about like, okay, I guess we haven't used the Black girl in 10 years. We should probably put one on the cover. And it goes from the fashion shows to the magazines to the catalogs, for all of it. I was always the one Black girl that worked for quite a few of my clients that I worked with for years.
Wow. So it's so crazy because you talk about woke for back then and woke for now. It seems like this generation is having an easier time asking for inclusion, asking for diversity, demanding that we see more colored models on the runway.
Yeah.
How hard was it back then to speak out? And what would happen if you were the model who spoke out?
Oh, well, it was very hard because you didn't really have any real support. You know, we didn't really have a group of Black people that that was in the industry that would like stand together and say, hey, we want this, we want more inclusion, and you know, all these different things when it comes to the fashion industry. And so when you don't have like the support, you know, you're just out there by yourself asking for these things, it's very difficult to get anything accomplished because you know no one's going to listen just to Cynthia Bailey, but they'll listen to Cynthia and Tyra and Naomi and you know all these other people. They'll listen to all of us together, but if we don't, without us being unified and coming as a collective group, we didn't really have any real power, to be honest. And that's just what it is, Justin. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. You know, I grew up in Alabama, so I've always kind of been around racism to some degree. And you know, I've been the only Black in many rooms my whole life, and I had to be grateful to be invited to those rooms, and not really push, but you know, rock the boat too much and say, hey, you know, I'm in here, but like I got like 30 other, you know, my Black sisters I'm trying to get in here. You know, it's kind of like, let me get in here first, fill it out, and we'll slowly bring one or two of y'all in. You know, you're in the same room.
I know how it goes. I know that, like, and I will say this 50% of it is that's how the culture is. And 50% of it is that's what we have been told as children, that when you get in a room, you walk in with your head down, don't make any noise, and be grateful that you were allowed in this room because 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we weren't here.
Right. We couldn't even be in the room. So now that we're finally just one or two of us in the room, you know, we do have a certain responsibility to try to make change, but it's hard to do it by yourself. Like two people can't change that much. You know what I mean? So this is what's so amazing. Okay. This is what's so amazing about what's happening now. You know, what's happening now is, you know, people are just coming together. People are just coming together on, you know, just for the sake of righteousness, whatever's just right in this world at this point. And it's such an amazing time. And I feel so blessed to be alive to see all this change that's happening where the whole world, not just the United States, you know, the whole world is coming together.
No, 100%. And I've said this time and time again, the reason why it's working right now is because it's not only Black people saying that we need to amplify voices, we need to change things, and this is happening in America. It's white people, it's people of other nationalities that are coming out and standing with us. And I thank them all the time that, yeah, Martin Luther did it, but he did it with a very few allies and a lot of Black people. But in 2020, with social media, with everything going on, you should be able to speak up and help and bring awareness, even if you're not Black, even if you don't have a platform.
Exactly. That's right. That's true. It's a different time. It's a different time. And I'm excited to use my Blackness and just everything that I have that I can put out into the world to help, you know, uplift our race and just people, because I just think everybody deserves a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're not qualified for a job, you're not qualified for the job, but it shouldn't be because of your skin color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just level the playing field and just let everybody, like, you know, go for it and try to be great. Like, it's so hard to, you know, as much success as I've had in my life, I've always had to feel lucky and blessed to be the first Black to get a Seagram's partnership or whatever it is I'm doing. Like, everything I've done, everything that I've accomplished, it's always been under that, like, well, you know, you're on a Black show. It's so great that you know, are able to be on television, you know, as a Black woman. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be grateful for everything that we have, when, you know, non-white people, the sky's the limit for us. Any little, you know, chicken wing we get, we got to be like, oh my God, thank you. You know, we got to treat it like a turkey because we're just so happy to have the opportunity to do anything. Like,
100. And you know, it's so funny because like whenever I look at, and not funny, it's, I now understand what the Bailey Agency is and why it is what it is, because you had to deal with being one of two or one of three Black women on a board of 100. And now you get to open this agency up and show people that Black is beautiful, and it's not just going to be three, it's going to be the 300, you know, diverse sizes and shapes. What's it like knowing that you are making people's dreams come true and opening doors for people because they were slammed in your face?
It's incredible. It's the one great thing that came out of me, you know, having a successful modeling career for all these years, to be able to create a platform for people that I don't have to discriminate against, and can open up my doors to anybody that wants to learn about the industry, about the business, and to inspire them and to motivate them. And if it's not modeling that, you know, that they are going to be great at, then, you know, I can, you know, also introduce them to acting and what that looks like. You know, it's, again, it's just always been such a white industry. And I think, you know, I'm grateful to have had, like, to at least have a small platform such as the Bailey Agency School of Fashion to at least, you know, change some people's lives. And we have quite a few success stories. And I can honestly say, had those kids not come to me, I don't think they would have ever gotten in the industry, because they, you know, they probably would have had the door shut in their face. To be honest, they would have never been given the opportunity to even get any kind of real career off the ground, to even get any proper training.
No, for sure. And I want to be honest and I want to be open. And again, this is a discussion. Everyone out there, when we say a white industry or a white space, we mean predominantly white, and that it's run by predominantly white people. And
Right.
It's that we're not pointing out that only white people are in the mix. We're just saying predominantly.
Exactly. That's correct. And I think we have hit, the one thing that COVID did was it set everybody down. It set everybody in the world down, and God got everybody's attention. And I
100%.
We're in a place spiritually now where we have the chance to really be present and pay attention to what's going on in the world. We don't have to get up and go to work. We're at home. So, you know, you're watching the news or you're on social media. You're woke. You see this stuff. It's in your face. So you can't pretend like you're somewhere on a business trip. You see this. You can't ignore it. It's all in your face. So now,
in a coma in 20, you can no longer use the words, I had no idea.
I didn't know it was like that. Like, so.
Cynthia, you know what? We're going to leave it at that.
We're going to leave it right there.
Right there. And you know what? We're going to continue this conversation. I want to say thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate it. And, you know, I'm going to catch you on the flip side. You know, I'm going to call you after all this is done.
Oh, no, for sure. And I appreciate you doing this, Justin. I've seen you out there on the front line. You have been protesting your butt off here in Los Angeles. And I commend everything that you're doing. I applaud you, my brother. You know, we are in an industry together where, you know, we're still making strides. And, you know, again, it's always been that mentality for years. We should just be grateful to be here. And that's just got to change, because, you know, at the end of the day, if we're willing to work hard and you know, be qualified to be here, then we should be here regardless of what the color of our skin is.
I love you. Thank you so much. I love you too. And thank you for amplifying your voice. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. All right. God bless. God bless.
That was Cynthia Bailey, everybody. You know, coming through, always, you know, clear-headed, level-headed, and really bringing the truth at every turn.
Well, I said a lot in part 1, so I'm not going to drag this video. You know, Cynthia said it all. So it was nice to see her and Justin, you know, just having a conversation about equality and all of that. At the end of the day, we're stronger together, and that's just what it is. We are stronger together. So on that note, I am wishing Cynthia Bailey and all of you the best. And yeah, take care. The end of here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.